You don't start a rebellion if things are working well for you. RCSI itself is born out of revolutionary thinking. For several hundred years, surgery in Ireland is governed by the Guild of Barber Surgeons. And so in 1784, they make a declaration of independence and they break away from that Guild of Barber Surgeons. The figures who are associated with RCSI are figures who have major influences on the development of healthcare in Ireland. Even in the 19th century, figures like Sir Charles Cameron were making the point that a society was not healthy unless all of the members of society were healthy. Very much is thinking ahead to what we would now call population health. And he is very concerned with the poorest of the poor in Irish society.
Although the second city of the empire, Dublin had the highest rates of infant mortality, you had the worst slums. Dublin itself is a city of two halves, and right in the middle is the College of Surgeons. It witnessed events of everyday life where people were struggling to survive, and also then the event that really changed the whole course of Irish history, which was the 1916 Rising. The Citizen Army is made up of working class people. They're fighting for an Ireland where every man, woman and child will matter, that there will be access to housing, education, health.
So obviously people were extremely unhappy with the way this country was being governed.
They truly believed that the brighter future for Ireland was one that was dictated by Irish people, not one dictated by a foreign government, and the way to achieve that new Ireland was, they believed, to strike a blow. The College of Surgeons isn't initially the focus for the rebels. Stephen's Green is where they occupy. Commandant Michael Mallon of the Irish Citizen Army takes it over. They dig in, they remain there overnight. Imagine the stillness, the quietness, all of a sudden being completely destroyed. Bullets, whizzing past them. Overnight, the British had taken up position in the Shelbourne Hotel. So they're completely surrounding the park, but also they've got the advantage of height. There's no protection. They're literally sitting ducks, and Mallon realises they will all be killed. The only option that they have is to try to get to safety. And they then have to make their way across the park to get to the gates facing the College of Surgeons, because that's where they need to go. That's where safety is.
The story of how the rebels get access to the college is a slightly slapstick one. It's a bank holiday Monday, so the college is not in session, as it were. But there is a scholar called Dr. John Freeman Knott, and he likes to come in and do a bit of work in the library, especially when it's quiet, when the students aren't around. And so he walks in from his home in Ranelagh, and he's trying to gain access to the college, which is locked because there is a rebellion going on, and there are bullets whizzing by his head. He doesn't particularly notice this. He just had his mind on higher things. So he tries to gain access. The head porter who opens the door tries to explain to him, "I'm very sorry, Dr. Knott, there's actually a rebellion going on." And it's in that moment when the door is open that the rebels make their move and they get in.
It was a perfect location because literally it's a fortress. It had thick walls. You couldn't get in. There was very few entrances. They began to barricade the building, protect the windows from the rifle fire, from the gunfire. And you can see remnants of that battle in the building itself, like the facade of the College of Surgeons. You can see the bullet holes. You can see the scars of 1916 all around.
For the rest of the week, you have graduates of the college, current professors of the college, even presidents of the college, who are treating the wounded on all sides in the hospitals of the city. And bear in mind, some of these hospitals are also quite full at the moment with casualties from the Western Front, but they are indiscriminate in who they treat.
When the surrender happened, you have Countess Markievicz. Famously, she kissed her gun and then handed her over and marched off with the garrison to a fate unknown to all of them. People on opposing sides in the 1916 Rising, they did know each other. You do have these very close relationships divided by politics.
When Markievicz hands that surrender over to Henry de Courcy-Wheeler Wheeler's brother and his father, they were both presidents of the college. And more than that, his wife was actually a first cousin of Countess Markievicz. The rebels do what they do because they want to build a better society, a better Ireland, a more just place for Irish men, women and children. And that's something that RCSI is very much involved with today, with a strong focus on population health, not just actually in Ireland, but actually worldwide, looking after the health of people, whoever they are, wherever they are, and a focus on making things more equal and healthcare more accessible.